Okay, welcome to Bitrix24 Live. I'm Damien Edwards, Commercial Manager of Bitrix24 Partners Interface, and with me I have Andy Naylor, who's our Support Manager.
Hi there, so we're going to be here for the next hour answering any questions that you may have on Bitrix24. So whether you use the on-premise version or the cloud version, we have both systems open on our screen, and we can answer any questions and show you the answers live on screen. So do put your questions in the box next to the video, and then we can answer them as we go along. And if you do have any questions throughout the week, please do send them to sales@interface.com, and we can start each session off with those questions.
Yeah, our contact details are there on the screen, so if you want to get in touch with us afterwards for a demo of the system, contact us on any of those telephone numbers or our email address, sales@interface.com, and we can arrange a demo for you. We can also discuss any particular requirements you've got and explain how they might work inside Bitrix. We can do a demo online or in your office if that suits you better. We provide all that pre-sale support, but also a full implementation service, including customization of the cloud and self-hosted edition. We provide training online or on site, and we provide telephone support as well.
So just a quick point as well, after this live session, Bitrix will be broadcasting a fall 2019 webinar, and that is going to showcase all the latest features that are up and coming and being added to Bitrix. So to register for that, you just need to go to the bitrix24.com website, click on the webinars link in the footer of their website, and you'll see the fall 2019 webinar that Bitrix will be hosting in approximately an hour's time. So yeah, it's definitely going to be worthwhile watching that webinar from Bitrix, because like I say, they are introducing some great new features that have been asked for by quite a lot of different people.
Okay, so question we've got in here is, does Bitrix support Arabic language? It doesn't support Arabic language. It does support around about 10 other languages currently. So including Chinese, and I think Japanese as well, now or very soon, a number of European languages. So there are a list if you Google, but it doesn't support Arabic, unfortunately.
Can I import projects from Basecamp? So Bitrix offers the ability to import tasks into Bitrix. So you would probably need to get it in some kind of format that allows you to import those tasks into Bitrix. So you can see in here, I've got into the tasks module on the left hand side, and in the little gear icon up here, you can see we can import a list from CSV. What I would probably recommend doing first of all to get a good template to import into Bitrix is have a look at what fields that you want. You can select some of them on here, and then I would export that template out. So you can export to Microsoft Excel, and then that will give you a good template, and then you can re-import into Bitrix.
Yeah. I want to create a chat room using Bitrix24. Can it support 1,000 plus users in one chat room at a single time? So I guess, so we'll look at how you create a chat room. So a chat room, yeah, I was going to show you work groups, but you can, let's go into chat tool itself. So let me just show you work groups first of all. If you click into a work group, then it might be that actually you want to use some of the additional functionality you have inside a work group as well as the chat tool itself. But essentially in a work group, you've got this activity stream, and you can communicate with people within there like this. It'll default to the whole group, but I can choose individual people, create a chat message. You then have tasks and calendars and Drive. You have a chat group here, which will default to include everybody that's in your work group. But you can create a chat group like this, standalone. You can add an unlimited number of users into that chat group.
Yeah, and you can do it the other way, can't you? You can start inviting the people that you want in. So let's say for example, in fact we'll search in here, Jane, and what we can do is invite the first person in, and then you can start inviting multiple people into the chat room here, so we can invite whoever we want. And yeah, the question was with regards to having 1,000. Yeah, you can have 1,000. We can rename the chat to, maybe we'll call it sales discussion, and then it will rename the sales discussion here. Once you have created that, you can see if it's active, it will appear on the right hand side. If I hover over it, that's the sales discussion that we're having here. So yeah, the answer is you could, I mean, you'll need to ensure that you have the correct resources on your server if you're using the on-premise version, because it can be quite heavy in terms of all the communication files, especially if you've got over 1,000 users.
Yeah, and you can have more than one, and then on the right hand side you'll see them all, and if you've got a new message, it will show you an indicator over the particular group that you've got a new message. So you can have multiple groups. Also, if you're on the self-hosted, you could use this feature and you could remove some of these other features if it's really just chat you want to focus on. Think if you want to use the mobile app, we could also, on the self-hosted edition, we could also remove a lot of the features on there. I guess a lot of the chat might be on the mobile app, so we could customize that to a certain extent so that it's more of a chat tool and more chat focused tool. So but yeah, it would certainly work. We've got people with we've still got users, we've still got businesses that have well in excess of 1,000 users. I don't know if we've actually got businesses that have tested it ourselves as a partner, chat with more than 1,000 users at once, but it's designed to do that, so shouldn't have any problems. I think Andy says the main thing you need to look at is if you are self-hosting, is have you got the right resources to manage it. So post your questions in the chat window. If we don't get any questions, we won't continue. Just post them in there or email them to live@interface.com, and we'll answer those questions on any subject area of Bitrix. Put your contact details up there in case you want to email us or contact us afterwards.
So I had another question that's come through. We currently use MailChimp to create campaigns. Does Bitrix have a similar solution? So if we go through, you'll be able to see on the left hand side, if you're on a cloud version or an on-premise version, the CRM marketing tool. And you can see that within this tool we can create email campaigns. So generally the process of creating a campaign starts off with creating your templates first. So you can see here we have an existing template called webinar attendance email. We can click and create a new one if we wanted to. If I click into this existing one, you'll be able to see how easy it is to build on here. So you can see we've got a logo, we have an image. Probably would need to update this image on here. So you can see at the moment we can remove that and then add a new image if we had one on here. So the builder tool is very simple to use. We can drag in and drop other elements to create your template. So pretty much like MailChimp, and it has a preset number of templates as well. So you can see here, click on show more items, we have some templates within there. Once you've created your template, then you need to create your segment. So if you're used to using MailChimp, then a segment is essentially a mailing list. And because Bitrix has a CRM marketing tool inside its system, it integrates very well with pulling and filtering data out of your CRM. So you can create mailing segments from your leads module in the CRM, from your deals module, from your contacts in your companies. So it is very simple and straightforward to do that. We do have a webinar that does have a part of it, is the CRM webinar, does look at part of this marketing automation. And then finally, you just need to click on Create Campaign, click on Create Email Campaign. You can select the segment who you want to mail to. Click on here, we can select a segment, and then we can style up a template. This is just a standard template that comes with Bitrix. And then we can send it out for a test, click on Save, and we can decide whether you want to send it now, we can manually send it later, or we can schedule it for another time. And then you can see in here, once it gets sent, we have a few statistics in here, so we can see how many views, how many clicks, how many unsubscribes, and so on. So it is a growing tool, so it's ever evolving inside Bitrix. It has other areas that maybe MailChimp doesn't have, so you can create SMS campaigns, voice broadcasting campaigns, and also sending out messages via messengers such as Facebook Messenger. So this tool I think it's available on the free account, isn't it? Or isn't it? No, it's not actually. It's not. The CRM marketing is not available on the free account. I think you do need to be on a minimum of the standard, the CRM Plus.
Yeah. Okay. So put your questions in the chat window if you've got any questions at all. Can I integrate Active Directory into Bitrix and pull it through using pull through user roles and departments? I'm pretty sure you can't do that on the standard cloud edition, but you can do it on the self-hosted edition. So it is a standard feature. Most of our customers who use their self-hosted use Active Directory, and it is possible to sync roles and departments, as well as contact names and other information. So it's fairly straightforward to set it up. My understanding is so. Yes, the answer is yes. Can I add new modules into Bitrix? So you can. Certainly can. If you go to the applications, then you can add applications that are Bitrix made or made by third parties, and there are quite a lot in there. You can search by category up here. So and some of them are free, some of them are chargeable, some of the free a limited proportion of the features are free, and then you upgrade for all the functionality. How do I add more stages to my leads and deals in the CRM? So it's fairly straightforward. If you see a quick look in leads, see that these leads have different stages. If we open up, then you can see they're named. They all have a description. They're all coloured differently as well. Can't edit them on this page, so you go into your settings page, which is usually under more settings, and you go into statuses and drop downs, which is actually the first one that opens up, and the first thing here is lead statuses. We'll have a look at it. So within deals, you actually have different pipelines. So whatever you've named your pipelines will appear here, and you can have different stages for different pipelines, which makes sense if you're segmenting your sales to different pipelines. It's probably because you have a different process for each category of sales. So inside leads, you can see the stages we've got here. Very easy to use page that allows you to either edit the existing ones, choose to change the colours, move them around a little bit if you want to do that, or add additional ones here. You can then, so you've got they've got the first stage, which is a default stage which you have to have. You can add any additional statuses in the middle, and then you can also add, you have one stage, and you can have multiple lost stages. You want to report on the reason why the lead was closed. We've got one here called no budget. That makes sense to have multiple closed stages. And then when you get into the lead and you click on close, let's just have a look at that. When you go to close a lead, click on junk, it will ask you here, let's do that again. It will ask you here what you want to do, so you can categorize them.
I think one of the good things with the junk leads is that a common question is, does it delete the lead? No, it doesn't. So you can actually say, for example, if we did junk it and say no budget, then if we just give it a refresh, it'll drop out because it's no longer in progress. So you can see that it's dropped out of our lead list, but we don't lose it. We can click off here, and maybe we want to just click on all the leads, maybe that we have created on this month. So we could see that which leads that have been created this month have had a status of no budget. If we click on here, it would then give us a list of all those. So the filtering tool in Bitrix is really good, and it's probably one of the more powerful elements of the CRM, because especially this sort of data is really useful. And when the question with regards to the CRM marketing, what we could do is every month, at the end of every month, let's pull up all the leads that we've lost due to them not having a budget. We can click onto the little checkbox at the side of this leads, and then we could send them we can add to segment. So I was mentioning segments are a mailing list. We could click on add to segment, and we might have a mailing list that already exists called probably junk or no budget mailing list. We could then add them to that no budget mailing list and then send out a CRM marketing campaign maybe every time a sale is on or something similar to that, because then obviously the better chance you have of converting those leads when a sale's on, because they've got no budget at the moment, then it's definitely a good tool to use.
Yeah, you could actually automate this as well. So if you go into the lead itself and click into automation, then you could create that activity that Andy's done there automatically. So you can see under the stage no budget, I can add let's say, I can't add it to any campaign, I don't think, can you?
I don't think at the moment, unless it's got add to segment on here now. I don't think it has, I've not seen it recently.
But you can do a similar thing. I mean, you can do, one thing you can do is target them on Facebook and Google with an ad campaign. So you can target them based on the email address and telephone number you've captured. Or you can schedule in an email. So let's say we've placed this on no budget. We can create our email. You can design up an HTML email if you want to in here, and we can run that in 5 days time. So 5 days after no budget, this will automatically run. You can then also add in some additional conditions. So it might be actually you only want to run this on certain businesses. Let's say I want to run it only for the ones that I'm responsible for, and so automatically based on that condition we'll send an email to those leads. So it's probably the best thing. You've got the option, you can do it manually. Might be that you want to do it based on something that's happened, you want to revisit those no budget ones, or you can schedule them in so they automatically happen.
So I had a question come through, could you show us how to link web forms in the control panel to the CRM? So yeah, I know what you're referencing to. In the on-premise version, we do have the ability to create forms. So if you go into services, we do have the web forms here, so you can see them in here. However, linking to this CRM, I generally wouldn't do as such. These are for somebody filling it in. You can get a whole range of results stored in here. You can see and filter on those results. We have a number of clients that use these and design new templates, so the actual form that you use on the front end is a lot more stylish than maybe a list or something like that. With regards to show us how to link web forms in the control panel to the CRM, I generally wouldn't do it by this method using the web forms. If you want to create your own custom form and style it however you wish, maybe you don't like the CRM forms, then I would do it by creating a form yourself and using the API to create whichever entity that you want. So a lead, deal. These are these are the examples that we get given in here. So an IT request or staff recruitment. I generally wouldn't use these to link to the CRM.
Okay, I'm looking to set up Bitrix for my call center. Can I create IVR menus when I receive inbound calls? You can, and I'll try and remember where it is because this page layout's changed a little bit. Okay, so we have one created here. Let's add a new. So we can, you can import an audio file, or you can type in your text and it will translate that into audio. Got a surprising number of different languages and male and female options, different accents. You can change speed and volume and things like that to get what you want, and then you can choose what actions the user can perform based on selecting, pushing the different numbers. Forward to an employee, we can do that. What else can we do? Forward to a queue group, create different queue groups. Forward to an external number, leave a voicemail, etc. So you can do that for any of those. Of course, you can go up to
It's usually like 1 for sales, isn't it? 2 for support,
yeah,
3 for accounts.
So you type that in, press 1 for sales, and then you give them the instructions, and then create your settings in there.
Okay, got a question. Does the new WhatsApp integration through Twilio work correctly? Not sure if it exists in the self-hosted version yet, but in the cloud it does. Yeah, I think it does. I think it does exist in the on-premise version if we've updated this. Yeah, so the WhatsApp integration does work. We don't have it set up on here at the moment. Maybe that could be a good one for next week's call. We could get this set up and integrated with the CRM. So next Thursday, we could just do a quick example of that. But yeah, we have a number of clients actually using this now. It is relatively new, so not everybody has jumped on it yet. But yeah, we'll probably go through this next week. I think that would be a good one. So just put our contact details up there. If you do have any questions in the week, please do send them to sales@intraface.com, and we can start the next session with these questions. I think we are only got a couple more. Bitrix are hosting a webinar in about 30 minutes time, and you can find it on if you want to register for it, it's on the Bitrix24 website. If you scroll down to the webinar link, and then you'll see fall 2019 presentation. That will be an insight into some of the cool new features that have been introduced into Bitrix. So I think we have project templates now coming, and there are a few other features being introduced. So I would recommend registering for that webinar. It's going to take place in around about 30 minutes. If you can't, it will be published on YouTube, on their Bitrix24 YouTube channel, so you'll be able to see that at a later date as well.
Yeah. Is it possible to have a testing environment before making changes to the live site? So if you're on the cloud, then it is possible to create multiple instances. So you essentially create your profile, and then from that you can create multiple sites if you wish to, and you can create your main one and have a separate one to do some testing on. It's not going to be a proper staging environment because you can't then transfer, deploy those tests to the live site as such. So you're going to be two separate sites. If you have a self-hosted and you work with ourselves, then we can create proper staging environments for you. We do this for most of our bigger clients. Some have 3 or even 4 different staging environments to allow them to do some development work and then testing, and then deploy to the live instance. And so you need a self-hosted to do that, but it's possible. It's not a standard feature. It's custom, it's a custom deployment environment we have as a partner developed. So get in touch and we can provide. If you buy a license from us, we'll give you all that environment for free. So if you've got any more questions, post them in. We'll close in a couple of minutes if we don't have any more questions. Contact details are up there if you want to have a demo, a one-to-one demo. So if you've got a lot of questions, still deciding whether Bitrix is going to be the right solution for you, then we'll give you a one-to-one demo. We'll generally gather information from you about what it is you want to get out of the system before we do the demo. We'll tailor the demo to match your requirements, to tell you where and particularly where it won't meet your requirements. But you can provide us with a comprehensive list of what you want to achieve. We'll show you how that will work inside Bitrix. So if you get in touch with us, any of those details there, and if you subscribe to us on YouTube and also Bitrix24 on YouTube, then you'll receive notifications about when we go live. But yeah, don't seem to have any more questions.
Yeah,
So,
stick around stick around for the webinar from Bitrix24. Like I say, register. If you go to the Bitrix24 website, go to webinars, click on register for the full 2019, and it will give you a link to click on, and then you can watch it from there.
okay, bye for now.